I think per week I'm going to bring you a big question each time, and then I can get your thoughts on it. Thank you very much.
Was this a big question?
That was the big question.
Okay.
That was the big question. Anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's time for our final game of the day, final game of the week here for PEL Phase 2, as we head over to Erangel once again. It's Lipovka down to South George. Let's go. Pansy and Demon.
Thank you very much. It's a pretty decent plane for everyone involved. It's going to cut across the center of the map as game number 48. The halfway mark is officially here. This is it. This is it. We're at the halfway point.
There.
Yeah.
Kitten on the stair. I love that version of Lemon and a Pear. Plenty of things.
So,
yes.
do you think the Western world will win at PGC?
No.
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 No. They were close. Rangers only snuck in the last game. I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm just cynical. Just purely because it took, let's say, Liquid a while to wake up to the global playstyle. We saw a lot of teams struggling to convert the European playstyle into the bigger picture. We saw teams consistently clashing. I don't know.
And on that same thing, Team Liquid are going to be fighting someone, guaranteed.
Exactly. And they're stubborn, and I like it. I like them fighting for it, but
I like the chances of someone like FaZe or Navi coming into it. We'll see.
See, this is the thing. It's
a long way to go.
It is.
But like considering that we are only 4 weeks into this Navi team. Well, okay.
Sorry.
Hello, FaZe. Hello, FaZe. Would you like a circle? Okay. Now, last time we had a circle like this, TSM snuck in and caught one of the FaZe members off guard. Now, Mexi said before, he's like, do it again. I dare you to do that again. Uber was caught out last time as well. So they both had a moment where they've been caught out by TSM, but I don't think TSM are in a position this time to be able to do it. Also, don't forget, we've got Reciprocity and Unity up in the North Georgia Pole area again, so they haven't gone Sosnovka, so this circle is not beneficial to them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so the other thing for this, then, for me, is that TSM, that was a big game in the last game for them. Considering the hand they were dealt, they played it off really well. This is a way better circle for them now. I want to see them capitalize on this. I want another good game. It doesn't have to be a win. I want a top 3 finish. I want kills. And obviously, it's easier to say than do, but you know they get a really good springboard point here. They get to start well. I want to see it.
I want to put it out there.
Yes.
This Navi roster, it's actually only officially 5 weeks old.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I mean, it sounds like, obviously, when we talked to them before, they were with Dave, and they mentioned that it was kind of being already in negotiations in Phase 1.
Yeah.
So kind of people knew that it was happening. But officially, it's actually only 5 weeks old. That's crazy, considering how well they're doing.
Yeah, I wonder how their playstyle would transition into more of a global aspect. They're very explosive. They're a team that can fight. I just don't know how the aggression is going to be handled.
I don't know. They're a team that can fight, but I like the fact that they're not like overly aggressive.
No, they play an edge game.
Like CIS teams tend to be. They tend to just be, which sometimes backfires on you. It certainly backfires on you in the international scene.
It does, and this is the thing. I think it's hard to keep up with all the regions and all the metas and the play styles because some people set the trend and everyone else kind of plays off the back of it. You learn your region. I do wonder how it will transition into those sort of aspects. Obviously, ENCE struggled parlously when they went to the bigger picture of things, when they kind of transitioned away from the European base after Phase 1. And it still seems to be a bit of a problem in Phase 2 for them. But even beyond that, I really do wonder. This does open up the bigger conversation. And I think we'll only know when it actually starts. That's it.
Look at that play. Drayden and the Knights have snuck into the yellows. So FaZe have decided, okay, Miltimini is going to be at home. I mean, let's face it, Miltimini is pretty much the central point right now.
Yeah, really nice shout.
I think they're going to 2-2 it with the compound that Mex is in.
Why not?
Seeing the vehicle going across, they may even just end up in those houses. Because the problem with Miltimini, while it's a strong compound and a strong area, it's massive. And if it pulls away from it, there's really not too many places you can go. Whereas you think of FaZe, how they played those houses. Think of Mexi and Fuzz doing those mega plays.
Crazy back and forth,
I think that's probably why they're thinking, let's go with the garage and house split.
And as much as I'm not that much of an advocate anymore for the 2-2 splits at this point, I think someone like FaZe can still hold them. They have the individual power that we saw coming out in the last couple of games when they pulled something off similar to that, to be able to defend. It's fine. No, but they have that individual power where they can get away with. They have a lot of heavy fraggers in their team, and I think if you have that, if you're a G2 for example, you can do it. I think you just can't bank on it all the time anymore.
This is an early rotate from Raise Your Edge. inside 5 minutes. They're coming out of Yasnai. They're already across the fields.
Okay, this is different, and I wonder how much of this is going to change, because obviously, as much as when you're a coach and a manager, you can watch back, you can really review VODs, but this is hands-on experience, and I wonder how much this changes the input that maybe Frolica has towards Fast Rail when it's calling. Exactly,
right now,
you get that feeling of it, you get that kind of visceral feedback, you get to understand how these play out. Now, I don't know what they were aiming for, and I don't know how they plan to approach this, because I think they might have been looking towards where the Knights were, but that's not viable, so they have to look for somewhere else. There's still plenty of compounds around there, but I think maybe some of the teams coming into this may not expect that, because they're not normally a team to centralize up this early.
Yeah, well, Vitality are going Lumber, so DA onto the prison wall. Razor Edge may try and go into FaZe's houses. I worry that they think they're getting here, and is Fuzz on his own in... No, there's
one other with him. I think
ENCE
Ace is there as well. I'm not sure.
So the Knights went for this 2-2. They've got the two yellows split either side. There is a compound. Remember, we saw, what, 3-4 teams fighting over that single house? Razor Edge are going to find it. Yeah, there you go. So Razor Edge are going to get there. Sigsy has pulled up
next to right next to him.
Now, is there any vehicle here?
I don't think Sigsy has the info that Uber's here. I'm really not sure, because the rest of Razor Edge are piling in, so I wonder how much information's been passed through.
Well, they've gone for a 2-2, Razor Edge. They got 2 over in the other house.
God, Uber's so good at holding these normally. I wonder.
Here's the steps. Did he hear the steps? Someone's peeking. Yeah, they definitely heard something now. Mexi's actually been down by Fast Rail. That's been finished as well. That's nice.
That's really nice work. Now, this is going to try and spur on FaZe to get the equalizer, which can be such a huge error as well. I get so nervous seeing cars around players. But we'll see what FaZe do about this, because again, losing in one early doesn't seem like a big deal, but considering they're so central, you want those 4 alive. Uber trying to take that nade up, pop it down, and hope for the best. I don't know if it's going to find Frolica. I don't think it will. And actually, Razor Edge back away. 60's in trouble. Very, very low there.
Gets away with it though. 80 can't manage to land the shot, but incoming from behind, Vitality, who had pulled into Lumber, have decided to come on a little lower and get a peek on what's going on.
They're on the hillside. They can see down into these houses real well. Are they in the death house? That looks like the death house from before, where everyone kept dying. So Frolica's kind of isolated. Nice shot from Fuzzface. This guy's accuracy is like next level. So good. Look at the kill average. I mean, he's topping out, so can't blame him on that. Can't doubt him in that position. I like what Frolica's doing, under the assumption they can still kind of have the 3-pack of them alive. He can be the early warning signal towards them, saying, all right, FaZe is pushing, blah, blah, blah. It is dangerous, but risk-reward, right? Now, we are seeing Vitality holding off Team Liquid. Yeah, that's quite impressive.
Their attention was divided suddenly. They had to pull away from what was going on with Razor Edge because Team Liquid had pulled up. That nade's gone a little short, but it will bleed out on Nasus, so yeah, no need to finish. He's going to be angry with himself throwing the second one there as he bleeds out, but they've lost one at the moment themselves, so they should be able to get him back on his feet. It's Kramer that's been left alone up here, and it looks like Jemty's pushing him. Yeah, he is.
I guess they don't want to give up the high ground. They don't want to be pinned down there. That's not a bad shout from Team Liquid. Get back up on the ground, try and fight for that, the worthy territory, because you've got Winstrike, Reciprocity, Digital Athletics, and they're all converging around that sort of side of things. This is Fast Rail's shot, and that is an absolute peach of a shot he landed on that. But we need to focus on this hillside, because this is going to be littered with teams. You can see Kramer's in real danger of being caught in the back. Shadows slowed them down. Again, Samty's down at this point. Can be revived, I'm pretty sure, but Vitality have a nice surround. But it's still dangerous. You're still isolated from each other.
Yeah, Wreck-It going to be hearing these shots up high. Here comes the rest of Vitality. So Shallow and Jazz are coming back to join the party. They'd obviously had a little peek down towards Razor Edge, but realized the danger. Kramer doing a good job at holding him at bay. He keeps backing away, and he's safe so far.
You can see him looking for it. Team Liquid just about finding enough cover to keep themselves safe, but Reciprocity are chomping at the bit. They're not far from this. It looks like they're heading up closer to where Vitality are than Team Liquid. They've gone for the higher ground again. Maybe try and play off the very south side of that lumberyard, and not surprisingly, it should go to the island.
M19 stuck down the Novo.
Go. Lovely. And actually, this opens up the west. This opens up a little bit of the west, so teams can shuffle if they need to. Most won't now. Most won't leave being central to go to that, of course. But it does mean teams on the extremities might have a better way out if they require it.
And this is a battle at the center. This is dead center Lumber Mill. Rafi on the move, going to rejoin Shiv. So Hackstead is staying in the Harry Potter, so they're making sure, unlike before, we've seen teams
they're chasing
pull away.
right into Reciprocity. They might get line of sight on them here.
They might catch him in the back, and Haxon is actually always looked away. He's gone away from it.
Rafi's in so much trouble. I think Gemty might have got a glimpse. Yeah, they've seen him. Scoom's trying to get to some sort of cover. Jeems finds Scoom, but we know there's still a player closer by. I think Rafi's just off to the left. He got tagged up too, and actually the flush towards Scoom as well.
Oh, that was... It looked like they played it so well. Ooh, that flash, did that catch Gemty that did from Winstrike?
That could be anywhere at this point.
Yeah, just flashed by. Meanwhile, what's happened elsewhere. TSM, they're on the move around the beachhead of Milta, so they're actually on a big rotate, I think. Are they gonna completely swing around to sort of farm side, maybe?
I'm not sure. If you want to play the game of it moves away from water, it centralizes towards Winstrike Reciprocity late game, right? Maybe going towards the edge of Milta or towards farm potentially could give them a good swing point.
Yeah, if TSM's move here, they're going to go into the edge of Milta. That could be bad for M19 if they try and come into Milta now.
Oh, they've been spotted by Na'Vi. I'm pretty sure a couple of shots just went through. That's going to be tabbed. That's execution style from Squeaky. But yeah, I think Na'Vi are aware that TSM are on the move. TSM, excuse me, and G2 are certainly aware of it as well. But G2's 2-2 is now being pressured by the likes of FaZe. So they've got other threats to deal with. Also
a strange little standoff between NIP and Unity, up a shelter between them. CrowCrowd on the edge of prison with DA, trading blows as well. The Knights, their 2-2 still looking golden. We're talking about TSM and Navi. There you go. There's the first one. Senya caught out.
Yeah, Senya going down. Good work from TSM, considering they're moving back into these positions. Digging out teams already stuck in here. This is nice work. Veslosh trying to land one from afar, not getting too much time on it, but M19 are pulling up towards TSM. Wookie is going to be put on a bit of a swivel. I think Rory's been called back over. Hey, buddy, help me out here just in case. M19 flying through just to the east of farm.
Yeah, that's what I said. They were going to come in towards there. There's some wild driving coming out there. Now V themselves will obviously turn towards it. Farm is available, though, so they can just carry on and move away from this one. Should be get to safety without too much problems. Apart from Dimash. Dimash is outside of his vehicle looking to see if he can cause a nuisance down the beachhead.
Yeah, let's keep a reminder on the circle. That's going to be quite defining here. All those teams in Lumber are going to be having real problems trying to transition away from this. You can see the surround. I mean, whichever way it goes, there's going to be teams holding that. The Knights getting away with that 2-2 for quite some time as well. That must be lovely for them, considering no one's really pressured them too heavily. You've got maybe Vitality looking towards it, but other than that, you're pretty much golden.
So, circle, shrink, about to happen. Everybody's inside. Where will it go? Will it pull to the north again? Or will it go back down towards the south sort of edge side? It's been a long time since we saw like Milta outskirts sort of finishes as well. It's been certainly a while coming. G2, TSM are pushing quite deep into Milta with G2 there. G2 have got a 2-2 though. That's some nice little shots from Ship. There's CrowCrowd, they're trying to rotate. It does go... Well, relatively centered up. Prison very much involved. You can see there, Team Liquid, of course, still looking pretty good. They fought for this land. They forced Vitality away and Reciprocity taking one. But now it's going to get very crowded on that hillside. The Knights, what are they going to do? How are they going to do for it? Knights went for this Milta gambit very early on. They didn't move in the last circle. Now, have they left it too late with ENCE and the Vitality up on the hillside spotting them? G2, they're off on the move. They're going straight for the hillside. Unity, you can see, getting across. They've made it to the Harry Potter outside of prison. DA up on that prison wall. NIP realizing, I think, that Orange is left on his own for Unity, so they're moving in on him. Left the last man in the compound that Unity are left behind.
Right, let's see how FaZe get out of this. I want to see how FaZe, G2, and maybe Rager Edge try and transition away from the southern side. I think Rager Edge might just be forced into sort of edge play, Orange keeping tabs on the other player in front of him. But it looks like FaZe want to get in towards that lumberyard, more specifically, and they're getting knocked. Yeah, exactly. Siggs is going to spot out Uber, and G2 can also see this. I think, unless FaZe already got over that small hill, yeah, I think FaZe have already gone away from, so I think that angle's been denied.
Ooh, Bestosh caught out there by Tixu. Just had a belting game a moment ago. VOD creeping up on Orange. They've already traded shots, so they're aware that they're near each other. Senya's down as well. That's 2 down for Na'Vi at the moment. That's going to get flushed and finished as well. Senya's not going to get away with this one. Bestlosh, I think, back on his feet. Aduzi's managed to get him up. Orange on the move, meanwhile, in the picture-in-picture. Asante goes down. Vitality clashing again. Team Liquid, they've had a lot of downs. Those res timers are going to get it shorter and shorter.
Well, this is the thing about playing that hillside. You can only be safe from so many angles. There's so much vision here, and oh, there goes VOD. He just destroys so many teams' hopes. As soon as they feel like they're in a better spot, VOD just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's not gone well for them. So they tried to come back to help out Orange, and it was a lost cause. They shouldn't have dealt with it. Meanwhile, FaZe have got themselves back inside, so 3 back on their feet. Raise Your Edge trying to make the move as well. Here comes Fast Rail and Nadas. Not too sure about that one. CrowCrowd still out there. Is VOD pushing for Kemba now? That's a long way out to push.
Oh, look at VOD. It's just really well timed play from VOD. The spray control to pick up both then. Very, very good. FaZe are in a bit of a pinch now. Raise Your Edge coming in from the south. You've got G2 in the 2-2 split. You've got Kane keeping eyes on from above, so they can't back up that way too clearly. And with a knock towards Uber, that's good. That gives them further step towards getting on this hill. The issue is the high ground is there for FaZe, and they're very good at holding it. But the damage is being done. FaZe aren't looking so good. I see helmets missing. I'm seeing them down to, you know, maybe not the ideal setup.
And they have no backdoor exit either because G2 have that covered. So as soon as they try and escape out the back, oof, God, 80 trying to dodge the nades. We're going to see some third party and Frolic catching them out. FaZe are in all sorts of trouble. Fuzz, the last man standing, trying to get a peek around the side.
The Knights caught a glimpse though, actually. Drayden was one of the players who knocked. Oh, that's a big shot from Fuzz FaZe. Control from this man. Would there be a follow-up? I don't know, but what I do know is the Knights want a bit of a steal on this one, as do G2. They see this scuffle going on.
G2 are completely surrounding them. All 4 members of G2 moving in on this one. Brexco's given the long range from the house while everybody else is moving in. Everybody wants the point. Sigsy goes down to Chris. Trying to push around. He's going to confirm that with the nade, but look at the Knights. They're moving in. That's going to be Wanted and Reels the other side. Meanwhile, this is all outside the circle.
Going up the hill.
TSM are playing leapfrog. They're going to get ahead of G2, and they're going to be on the hill looking down on everyone.
Yeah, FuzzFace as well. Statistically, revive-wise, he's also towards the top. This guy does it all. Anyway, M19, Na'Vi clashing. All of these teams, everything in that southeast has to go uphill north. And it's not going to be easy. TSM already leapfrogged ahead. G2 in a similar position. And I think Team Liquid are still looking down this way.
G2 heard the vehicles and realized the danger of the situation, backed away from the fight to try and fight TSM. Team Liquid find Reciprocity once again. They moving on the Lumbermart yard, yet still, as they try and move around, Reels will get fast rail down, and Raise Your Edge getting picked apart from multiple angles. Not really working out well for him.
FuzzFace is still fighting. He's still trying to get out of there. Doozy on the push as well. Na'Vi down to just 2. Trying to get past Reciprocity. They've seen Rafi pull up. Spins out to that SLR. Looks for a second, but he needs to take his time. He knows they've got cover against him, and they're in the safety now.
Oh, this southern circle is horrible. Winstrike, TSM, G2, FaZe, Reciprocity. Raise Your Edge and the Knights all trying to squeeze in. But Team Liquid, they're going to have vision of them as soon as they come up that hill. And you can see 80 trying to move for him.
Nice timing.
Sat waiting, gets the spray down, confirms the points. Fuzzy's getting shot in the back by the Knights. Snark will take him down. That's FaZe out in 16th place.
Yeah, Frolica might be just playing for, you know, whatever he can at this point. It's kind of done for. Maybe try not give away the kill. He's ticking away. 9 HP. He's back up. But this is rough. Look at Na'Vi waiting. Prone down. Trying to stay alive. You've got Winstrike coming around towards TSM. That's a bigger fight because it's out in the blue. Sure, this is one man, but I doubt we'll get all 4. I want to see who gets the victory between Winstrike and TSM.
Yeah, but it's Best Losh versus M19, so we're going to keep our eye on this one at the moment. Yeah, TSM there, wedged between G2 and Winstrike. That's a good spray down. It's going to confirm the point on the Wanderer. D-Mash, next up. This is the Beast, Best Losh. What are you going to do against him? Ooh, takes a big old chunk of damage. The nade will finish it off. Maybe we can watch this 12-man battle that's going on down south now.
Yeah, Jeems piling into the matter. Team Liquid still holding the west side of Lumberyard. Why? Please show us the south.
Can we please watch the actual fight?
I'm just going to cast it off the map. Open up the map if you want to see it. The Knights are about to move in towards G2. We've got TSM pushing towards Winstrike and Team Liquid holding back. They're safe. They don't need to push down. Now, Rory's in danger, but he has at least the high ground. No, he doesn't, because look at Nookie. Try to get something, but Gustav trades it back in. Tixu back in on this really good trades from both sides. But Winstrike now going to try and take that momentum forward. They have to keep pushing.
Team Liquid want to try and get as much third party in as they can along with the Knights here. Trying to look down those hills. It's TSM that will fall though. They go down in 14th place. G2 may well be following them in a second. Winstrike gets caught out. Tixu down to Ibby as Frolica is still alive and he's still getting points for Raise Your Edge. What a brilliant play from the coach.
Yeah, if you're not going to be able to make it into the circle and play late game, just take everyone down with you. Be that madman. Just deny anyone else so they can get any sort of points out of it. G2, I think, are on their last legs. Winstrike just lost out to the blue. I don't know if that heal's going to come off for Teme. You have ENCE coming in. The Knights still coming in. This is a very, very deadly southern side.
Yeah, the Knights realizing it's time to revive and get moving. There goes Frolica out in the blue. Winstrike in all sorts of trouble. Now, ENCE, they just took a peek on Vitality, decided to back away from it. Of course, the prison walls, the circle moves just slightly north, it does give a big advantage to the likes of DA that have been holding that prison wall for the whole time.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight again, keep in mind, oh, Tene, I think he's done for. Yeah, Blue's going to take him. That was good work from Team Liquid. They've kept 4 alive, and they've also held good position on Circle. They are basically the victors of the South, and as are the Knights. We still see that NIP and Unity are getting very close by. There's a lot of room on that hillside, but DA should have Overwatch. CrowCrowd can see from the other side here as well. But I want to highlight how well Frolic played that. That team went down at the same time as FaZe, who basically fell in last place. He managed to hold on, jump a couple of points on placement. That doesn't really matter, but he did get those kills on the way. Now, Lumberyard, Vitality in the northeast of it. The Knights sweeping on the eastern side. You have Team Liquid very close to M19. But that prison fight could be the next explosive point. It's kind of no man's land in the middle right now.
They have the hillside advantage, though, Team Liquid. So while M19 look to try and siege out Reciprocity, Team Liquid again in position to really pay the price. Ibi and Jempty just get a peek. Samty and Jeems sweeping down low. You can see D-Mash and Co. Remember, they were M19, have already lost one. Bestalosh managed to take down Samty. Look at his flank coming around. He's going to go on that rock ridge. It's going to be so nice.
It's got a time limit to it, though. The Blue's going to move in, so it's only going to be viable for a small amount of time. But seeing these knocks, seeing these kills, it's time to go. Instant engagement from Samty. Good spray, good damage. It's Jempty to claim D-Mash, but there's still players standing for M19. But NIP have joined in, and M19 are living their worst nightmare right now. There's no safety here.
That nade confirms it. M19 out in 10th place. Reciprocity thinking, what just happened, boys? I got to get Hacksteady up on his feet, but I think he's upstairs, if I'm not right.
Yeah,
not mistaken there. Yeah, Rafi's going to vault up. This is going to be such a risky res. He goes through the smoke, tries to smoke the doorway. It is actually safe at the moment. I don't think Jempty has an angle, but look at the nades coming out from ENCE as they move in on CrowCrowd.
Yeah, they're to the east of prison. They're still set alive, but I think ENCE just spotted out a couple of players in the south potentially because the Knights and Vitality have been scrapping away. Vitality still hold the better position, but they have the knocked player. Jazza has to wait patiently. This is a scary, scary time to be alive.
It's that horrible spot.
And wait, Liquid can see him, I think. Oh, nice timing from Reels. Good mentality to clear that. There's a little ditch you can run through to try and avoid line of sight. That's what they're worried about. It's a good idea to be worried about that because Team Liquid were watching.
Yeah, James having a peek across there. 6 kills and counting for Team Liquid. This is looking like a game they're hungry for. It hasn't been a great day for them so far, in all honesty. They've just been gifted a crate as well, so that is going to be very much vital for them. They've took a lot of downs, so I don't know how many times they've lost a vest or a helmet.
By. That's M249.
M249, off he goes into Reels, tries to spot.
Oh my God.
Gets one, but can't get the second. It's quickly traded out. Shadow up on high, gets taken down, and Vitality.
Big headshot there.
They've been sitting in this lumberyard for a long time. They lost one early, but didn't expect them to come out so badly. Now ENCE are moving.
Yeah, but look at Jeems as well. ENCE coming in towards the action. Jeems is pushed up on his own here. He's a bit of a lone player. The rest of Team Liquid are in the hills behind him, but he is watching all this unfold. This is Trifley keeping tabs on Digital Athletics. I don't know if they're going to engage until he's in the middle of the open when he can't really run to cover if it's a clean kill. But I want to see what Jeems is up to here. He's got to know this is happening.
Waits for him, sees him look his way, and then instantly turns the shots towards him. But that's a battle for position in the northern side. NIP still sweeping around. They haven't dealt with Unity, you know. They obviously got those 2 players down on the bike, but haven't dealt with Dastish and Tizerin. That could cause some problems for NIP in the north western side. Reciprocity still inside the Harry Potter. They've got to move out. Ibi and Jempty keeping tabs of them, so as soon as they come out, they're in a troublesome situation.
So Samty just kind of baited for Jeems. Basically, if Samty takes the fire, they probably won't expect Jeems to be that up close. Oh, that could have been big. The Knights are in danger. I don't know if they've spotted out Jeems yet. That's the thing I want to see here. This angle gives us nothing.
There we go.
And there's going to be the rest of Liquid dealing with Reciprocity, so they can now turn their attention and maybe support Jeems and Samty. Because look at this sandwich happening. You have Rustamar, you have Mikas, all the ENCE boys towards that side. NIP taking a further western approach, trying to maybe get around Unity. Because if you are a team in prison, you want to always be the last team up. If you're going to be caught on the way, it's going to just suck for you. So this is going to be pretty rough for those teams in prison now.
So the Knights and ENCE engage on the eastern side. Mikaz and Rustamar move around. That's going to be the knock. That's the one they're looking for. Gaxy's also been taken down. Unity catching them in the side, but it's Jeems that actually got the down. He just backs away from that one instantly. ENCE looking to move in, and it was watching Gaxy there. There we go. Here's the action as Jeems tries to toss the nades out. That's a good nade on Snark.
Yeah, this was a nice angle for the Knights, but it feels like it's been read by Team Liquid. But I don't know how expecting they're going to be of ENCE, because ENCE were working down slowly but surely. They left Squeaky up in the north, but look at this ground. It's such hard terrain to play through because there's so many angles to be played with. But Samty now needs to control the actual lumberyard, allowing the other 3 to be the hit squad through the higher ground. Wanted is holding this angle. The nades found Drayden, and that's flushed him. Wanted could trade back into this. If Samty is unprepared, he's going to get line of sight. He doesn't see him well enough. Dips back over. Wanted wants in on the action. Does he get too greedy? Yes, he does. That's going to mean he's done for. Wanted goes out of this one. Samty strikes, and the Knights are looking worse for wear.
Samty is hot right now. The circle goes their way, and the Knights are flushed out. 10 kills and counting for Team Liquid as ENCE now look towards them. They still have Reels just up in the Harry Potter, but the ENCE are all moving around. NIP, they lost one player, but they're on their feet, and they're moving around the backside of Team Liquid. If they're not careful, they're going to get surrounded.
Yeah, Team Liquid are about to get a lot of attention. They've got the slow side either side of them, so instantly Gemty's going to try and position maybe to hold that western side. They need someone watching out for these, but Reels is still alive here, and there's that entire scrap set. Can't really get out of here now.
Yeah, he's done for. He's going to go down. DA still with 4 alive in the north with 2 Unity players. NIP have made a big move. Gemty is going to be the man that may well stumble upon them because they're about to come into a building together. You can see, just going to go around that little shack. And as soon as he gets around there, NIP are all behind him. He sees them.
Gemty
down,
run.
5 hit points and an 8 out.
He needs to just get down. He needs to pro and get a heal off, do something. He needs some help here, maybe get some cover. Yeah, here comes Ibby, here comes James. The support crew is here, but NIP are in a really good spot. And Team Liquid are fighting uphill. They're fighting this battle. The nade found Gemty. Where's the trade back in? Team Liquid looking for that frag. Incredible angle from James, finding the weak point on NIP here.
Miraku backing away. Is he on fire? I'm not too sure. I think he is. He was burning out there. Ibby gets him down with a molly. MPS the last man standing now. They're going to get Gemty back on his feet. A molly lands. Pinpoint on top of MPS. James has him down. And NIP are burning.
That is done for. You are roasted. NIP are out of here. Finally, they can't use those damn nades. They got a Molotov used against them. NIP down in 6th.
Boys on the desk, you might be buying a dinner soon. We will see, because I think that was, what, 15 kills for Team Liquid now? 13.
We'll
okay,
see.
so it's down to Ibby or James. Can they hit double figures? That's the question. Samty has got himself a Mark 14 out of that crate. There isn't only 4 other players alive, so sadly, they're not going to get themselves the dinner. There's 1 man from the Knights and 3 from ENCE, because DA got annihilated in the north.
All right, let's take stock of this. Reels is a bit of a danger because no one really knows where he is. He can act as that kind of third party here. But ENCE are desperate for this win. They need one. But Team Liquid look like they've got that hot hand. Everything's falling into the right place. Yeah. But still, the circle's going to be very defining. Look at Gemty's proactive moves here. I like this. It's smart. It's going to be very controlling. They keep control. They keep basically understanding. If you think of Fog of War, right, you don't know all this information until you put a player there. Gemty will unlock all the information of that western side. If he gets contact, he can provide an off angle. He can allow maybe to play off Samty and James. It's very nice. Now, for ENCE to fight this back in, they have to get rid of Gemty. That's as simple as it is.
And not only that, he's obviously got the rock, so it prevents anybody else going to that rock on that situation, on that full western side. So the full west is covered by Team Liquid. The full south is covered by Team Liquid. Reels has to come out of his Harry Potter. Don't know where he's going to go. ENCE do hold the circle. They're still inside it as well in the northern side, and that crate is just baiting everyone in the middle. Oh, Samty's found Rulston.
That's good information. Again, this is all just kind of trickling through the ranks. Okay, they're down here, they're by the tree, you know, blah, blah, blah. Northwestish, whatever it is. ENCE, they need a knock fast. It can't come soon enough at this point.
I like it. Look at Team Liquid. They've got 3 people holding positions, holding angles, and Samty's the one that's just like bouncing between, trying to find the positions. Such a nice spread.
Well, I think that Samty also, if I'm not mistaken, has the level 3, so he can take a couple of shots.
Level 3,
he can, you know, he can kind of be the tank for a little bit, take the attention, wait for the others. They're just trying to cover off all their ground because there's a lot of low ground here that allows for a little bit of room for ENCE to get up closer, and that's what Gemty's role is again, to ensure they don't get too close.
James may have just heard Reels moving up. Reels is creeping on his belly right now. James back into the circle. Reels definitely heard him because he spins straight towards James's position, but gotta crawl in a little closer. ENCE all grouped up. Maybe just trying to scout out.
But they are kind of overly falling for the amount of pressure here. Maybe they just want to clear it out with very little risk if they have all 3 players going for Reels. But they will have to expose themselves. If ENCE are looking up this hill, they might silhouette slightly. I'm not sure how much by.
Yeah, they're looking. I mean, they know that the West is safe, right? Because Gemty holds it. So it's down for these 3 Team Liquid players to just sort of sweep around and deal with, the snake, which is what they're looking for right now. Rustamar's got to the crate.
There, he's been spotted now. So he's got an orb out of that. That's going to maybe give him some room. Now, Team Liquid need to focus in towards ENCE. That's Gemty getting to the action. He's got the vision, but Squeaky's got the shot on Gemty. That's the one win condition for ENCE. It's the 3v3 now. This is game back on.
Maybe he tries to get the spray down, but Squeaky's managed to catch him out there.
Come on,
Rustamar, AWM out of the crate, catches GNC off, and he's immediately pushing around. They're going for the flank. The smokes are going down from Team Liquid. They got 14 kills, but can they finish off? Look at the flank from Jeems. Straight around the back of Tripoli, no chance. Just rips him apart. Now he's trying to look for an angle on Squeaky.
Yeah, Jeems might have saved them here unless Rustamar bangs out a shot now. I think it might be too little too late. Jeems delivering on all fronts, and Ibby just confirms it, but Jeems saved them. There was a moment where ENCE got themselves on an even keel. They took down the player on the flank. That was the win condition for them. Get them in that 3v3, get them a step forward. But Jeems instantly went on that eastern push, and it was so well constructed.